Question 7 in the name of Assembly Member Gavron, and it's about putting the village back in the city.
Thank you, Nicky. Obviously, this application is pending, and so I really must avoid prejudicing any decision I may take. But clearly, I will make sure that that any proposals that come before me that I approve do have at their heart improving the quality of life for all Londoners.
The consultation on the proposed demolition of 760 homes at West Ken and Gibbs Green has just closed. It closed on Monday, and the majority of all the residents have said that they don't want to go ahead, and I wondered if you were aware of that. They don't want to go ahead with this redevelopment, nor with the demolition of their homes.
I understand the point you raise, and I'm aware of the controversy. What I can say is that when the plan comes before me, I will make sure that we do everything that we can in City Hall to ensure that there is a very high quality scheme, and that it protects local residents, and that it delivers on green space, playing spaces, all the things that matter to Londoners.
Yes. Okay. It's a very large redevelopment. I mean, it straddles the whole of the 76 acres, and your former assistant planning officer did say in November to the planning committee that it was up to the GLA and yourself, of course, about whether this is developed or partially developed or not developed at all. And I wonder if you would, what do you think now? Given that?
I can understand why you're seeking to embroil me in this, and I can see I've read some of the correspondence and the letters. What I will say is it's a matter for local people and local democratically elected representatives. If the proposal comes to me, I will view it in exactly the same way we do all other.
Okay, fair enough. You are the Strategic Planning Authority, but also, can you confirm that as chair of TfL, you own the Lilliebridge estate and the Lilliebridge Road and Depot, and you own the freehold of Earls Court exhibition centres, which are leased to capital and counties, called CAPCO, and that you also like you to confirm that this makes you the biggest landowner and therefore the biggest equity holder in this whole redevelopment?
Well, Nicky, I can't confirm the detail of what you say, because I don't have it before me now, but I don't particularly...
As chair of TfL, you don't know?
I don't want to go into the details of a live planning application. Many a time and oft I've been drawn into saying things about plans that may or may not have merit, and I find it difficult subsequently to comment. And let me just, let me give you the reason for that. Suppose, Nicky, for instance, that the local council were to go ahead, and I wanted to vary or frustrate the scheme in some way. You would be inviting me now to make comments that would make it impossible for me to do that.
Yes, I'm a bit perplexed, because I'm really talking about your land and equity holding, and I want you to confirm that CAPCO couldn't really redevelop without TfL, and you are chair of TfL, extending their lease and granting them change of use. And I want you also to confirm that TfL has actually, it's at the moment looking at a single tender. I mean, it's not putting this out to tender to get best value, it's just putting it to CAPCO. And I want to ask. I mean, I asked this question because
I understand the question, but the answer is I'm afraid that I can't comment, because suppose I wanted to do as you say, and to or to do as I think you want, which is to frustrate the development and keep things as they are, which is, I think, your proposal. Certainly is Mr. Slaughter's proposal. Anything I said now would make it impossible for me to do that.
But the way you're dealing with this is you're kicking the locals out of the village.
I'm not doing any such thing.
Yes, you are, because they can't stay there. You're going to demolish their homes. And I'd like you to realise that Capco have just published their accounts, which show that they've capitalised the development value owned by TfL in their accounts. Therefore, I would like you to say that you will not be rushing through an agreement on this. I want this with Capco. As chair of TfL, before the election.
I've said, I think, everything I have to say on this. I can't comment on planning decisions which are still live, and do so in such a way that might actually invalidate my future ability to do
so much for TfL's transparency.
To do what you might want me to do. This is not a planning decision-making forum. This is Mayor's question time. I'm sorry, but I can't say any more.
Well, I don't think the village is safe in your hands, and I think you're doing a secret deal.
Well, I think that's complete nonsense. But what I tell you, the great news that I take from this, which is that our policy of putting the village into the city, is accepted by Labour long after sneering at it for so long, and I'm very pleased that is now an objective that is common ground amongst us, and that you're no longer in favour of putting the skyscraper into the village.
Can we move on to the next?
That's the policy of Labour, putting the skyscraper 100 stories high into the village. That's your normal approach.
The next